about some of the successes in some of the schools that you've had with this approach?
Well, there's some really cool things going on. There's a school here in Tucson that I love talking about that's been using my work for 10 years or so, and they used to be riddled with problems and suspensions and bullying, and school was failing. Teacher attrition was awful. So in 10 years, no kids diagnosed ADHD, no kids on Ritalin or other drugs, virtually no kids bullying or suspended, or reports of behavioral issues. Special ed has become almost negligible in school from way up high. They've become an excelling school academically, and teachers don't quit anymore. And I think the point is that when kids feel deeply nourished and respected, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, we have a nourishing environment, but how do you actually make that happen? How do you say things to kids? How do you teach curriculum and then come up for air now and then and go, oh, by the way, and then speak courageously to children in a way where it reaches deep into the spirit.
Where is your energy going focused? What's the next big thing for Howie?
Well,
your energy is going to go toward.
My energy is going towards getting my message out in bigger ways, and creating some online classes. I'm creating more of this best ever versions of how I present this work, and making them available 24/7. So, I used to travel to 20, 30 cities a year and wear myself out, and so I'd go to a big city. Wherever I'd go, and people had to take days out of their schedule. They had to get childcare, and they had to get a day off from work. They had to create the space to make that happen. And I love that people can take my classes 24/7. And I've been always utterly aware that there are people in between these big cities who just don't even get the message. www.childrenssuccessfoundation.com. The foundation is devoted to getting this work out into schools, communities, treatment, realms of parenting, education, and it's got a life of its own, but there's certainly lots of ways we could promote this and energize it and advertise it and market it and all that good stuff. Plus you have a
documentary coming out.
Oh.
Forgot.
Yes. I've had a dream for a long time. I remember taking my daughter to a movie when she was 5 years old. Did I tell you this story?
No.
And I came out of the movie and I looked to my left, walking down one of these theater corridors, and I see the advertisement, the poster for Patch Adams.
Oh, okay.
And I went, whoa, that's a real person. This is somebody I used to hang out with. This is somebody I knew. And it was like, he's just a regular guy. He's an extraordinary regular guy. But I didn't really see that side of him. I never, I knew of it, but I just knew him in a different way, and still wonderful and remarkable. And it, that moment in time really had a life of its own. It generated, as I developed my work, I kept coming back to, I can see how there could be a story that helps people to see that you don't have to put kids on medication, helps people to see that intensity is a gift instead of a curse, helps people to see that you could transform this energy into very desirable choices, and these kids can actually turn out to be the best kids on the planet. And you know, my work has led me to seeing how, one, easy it is for that to happen, and two, how the outcomes are so predictable and reliable. You know, kids who are called ADHD or whatever a month later, they're the best kids. So I always wanted to show that on film, and you know, as life would have it, a producer got excited about. I've had a couple of false starts. I've had a couple of people in that industry show an interest. And, you know, this time it actually led to filming in, you know, a few months ago in North Carolina, and we filmed Work with a Family that was breathtaking, that had two challenging children. One in particular had already had all kinds of diagnoses, and the family, what's remarkable about this family is they're very bright, and they tried everything. It wasn't like they weren't trying, they were trying everything. I'm sure they had stacks of books, and they'd been through a whole bunch of schools, and the child's only 9 years old, and life was a living hell. And so within a week, we really did actually film a complete turnaround. We've seen the rough cut, and so far so good. That's leads me to believe that there's something.
It's going to
that
be a game changer. Change the world.
It could be a game changer. I'll stick to the story. It will be a game changer. It's going to be.
It is.
It is.
It is. It is. Thank you, Holly.
Yes, you.